Thank you very much, Mr. Trippe, ladies and gentlemen, Ministry of State representative Mr. Lindner, and representatives of the transitional government of Belarus. Our other guest will come a bit later because of some appointments. Dear audience, I am really pleased to welcome you in the name of the Friedrich Ebert Foundation at our International House. Today we celebrate the 20th meeting of the Minsk Forum, an important platform for bilateral relations between Germany and Belarus. The FES has been a long-term partner in this Belarusian forum and a partner of the Belarusian German society, and it is involved in organizing the Minsk Forum. For us, it is a great honor to have the main forum here in Berlin in our house. Of course, we hope that these meetings will be possible in Minsk in the future and in the near future, and hopefully with a legitimate government and a democratic government as well. We also welcome the other partner organizations. We are very grateful for your participation because in these times we need good teamwork, and we want to express our gratitude for your collaboration. The current situation in Belarus is overshadowed by the war. We know that very well. Two issues have marked the German-Belarusian relations, the 24th February 22 and the 9th of August of 1920. Alexander Lukashenko is not recognized as Belarusian president anymore by the German government, but he is the de facto president, and the relations remain tense. There are more than 1,500 political prisoners, and the civic society has immense difficulties to work, as you all know. But as you know, we have this forum as a stage for them. We collaborate with the civic society of Belarus, and I want to point out the work of the labor unions in Belarus, and they can't work in Belarus anymore, and important members are in prison, as Lianashuk and his co-workers, deputies. We have an important initiative that tries to reach the liberation of the labor union members. There is another date that is impossible to overlook if we talk of Belarus. It's the fact that the territory of Belarus is being used to launch drones, and from Belarus they tried to force Kiev to step back. And in Belarus, Russian soldiers are also trained, and we all know that the political crisis in Belarus and the war in Ukraine are interwoven, and that peace in Europe is only viable in Europe with participation of Belarus and with our knowledge that the regime can't be equalized with the Belarusian society and its population, that to large parts consists of people who voted for other candidates than Lukashenko and who take on great risks to demonstrate openly for democracy. These clear positions are shared by the German government. They pointed out often that the regime has to liberate political prisoners and open the doors for a transitional process. But up to this day, and in view of the Russian invasion in Ukraine, it is rather impossible to be realized. We shouldn't forget the Belarusian situation. We should continue to work for democracy in Belarus with participation of international organizations who we have to help with international visa, with funds for international students. The last panel is called A Joint Future in Europe, and this is an important sign. And at this 20th Minsk Forum, in a situation where we face the most difficult crisis in Europe and for Germany, I think this 20th Minsk Forum is very important. I wish you a very good day.
Jetzt darf ich meine Kollegin Hanna Stähle auf die.
Now I ask Hanna Stähle to come to the fore. She is the chairwoman of the German-Belarusian Society. Good morning, Dr. Fandrych, Minister of State Lindner, Mr. Kalawewski, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the German-Belarusian Society, I extend a warm welcome to you to the Minsk Forum. And now something in my mother tongue. The Minsk Forum takes place the 20th times. It's a very important anniversary. However, it's not a cause to celebrate. The German-Belarusian relations have reached a trough. There are no independent media anymore, or they went abroad. The access to good information gets more and more difficult. Activists have been imprisoned or exiled for a couple of days. Maria Kolesnikova, one of the opponents, is in intensive care. The reasons for her poor health are not known. Kolesnikova is very close to Germany. She studied and worked in Stuttgart. She has exchanged her successful career as an artist against prison. More than 40,000 people in Belarus were arrested since the election, among them Ale Belaske, who has been working for 30 years for human rights and who was the Nobel laureate winner this year. He is threatened by 12 years imprisonment. The Minsk Forum takes place at some summer time, overshadowed by the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine. Thousands of Belarusians had to leave their home country and found a new home in Kiev, are again flying the war. Belarusian and the war. How strong is the grip of Russia? How strong is it, and how far can we still talk about a sovereign, independent Belarus? What can Europe and Germany do to support Belarus at these difficult times where it's hardly possible to have exchanges on the ground? How is the social situation changing under the sanctions and the isolation of the country? What is the mood of the society? It's already 2 years after the protest. Thousands of Belarusians have left the country. What impact does it have? How do you describe the Belarusian identity today? The Minsk Forum was right from the beginning and will remain an important platform for exchange and dialogue. This forum would not have been possible without our cooperation partners. We thank the Friedrich Ebert Foundation for the very good cooperation in the run-up to this forum. Dr. Fandrych, thank you. Mrs. Cross, I don't know whether I see you here. Mrs. Richter, thank you very much. And a special thank you goes to Christopher Forst, the head of the office in Kiev, and hopefully one day also in Minsk, for the very good cooperation, the great expertise, and the continuous support for the Minsk Forum. A special thank you goes also to our funding agents, the Foreign Office, and also thank you to all our cooperation partners who helped to shape this program, also the main event, but also the events in Vilnius, Warsaw, etc. Thank you very much for this. Great thank you goes to the team of the German-Belarusian Society, the executive board, and my supporters. There is no reason to celebrate this anniversary, but there is a reason to show solidarity, to show that we do not forget Belarus. 100,000 of Belarusians took to the streets in 2020. Without free Belarus, Ukraine will not be safe and Europe will not be free. I wish us a successful forum, interesting dialogues going beyond this forum.